So I have a really good example here of just how bad American comic books have gotten. And it really starts with the core of the characters. So if you remember, I know I did a video on this. For the 4th of July weekend, Marvel celebrated Captain America by having him come out and say that the American dream is dead and how he supports a lot of the ideologies of some of these groups that you see in the news. And it was really out of touch for his character. They've done this with Superman as well. Superman has renounced his American citizenship. He did that a few years ago. And that's just something you would have never have seen 20, 30, even, hell, 10 years ago, I think. But we're in a much different time now. A time where TDS has kind of overtaken the comic book industry. By the way, I apologize for any audio issues on today's videos. I'm kind of away from my usual workspace because of some stuff going on. This should all be resolved tomorrow. So thank you for your patience on this stuff. But Captain America has really been getting kind of the short end of the stick. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on with him and Superman. So Ta-Nehisi Coates, I've done videos on him before. He said some terrible, terrible things about 9/11 in the past. Basically said that the frontline workers that risk their lives or sacrifice their lives to save others are pieces of garbage. This is a real quote. He said that they're less than human to him, and he didn't care that they were running into the smoke, and he could care less. Go ahead and look that up if you don't believe me. Just go look at the video that I put out. I've shown the direct quote. He's a terrible person, and I got to say, it's not a coincidence to me that he's writing Captain America, or that they've picked him to write that new Superman movie that's coming out. You know, he's the writer for it, so it's not a coincidence. But check this out. This is from a recent comic book. This is a story called Fantastic Four Life Story Number 2. This is the book right here. These are actually interesting ideas. There was a Spider-Man one where they so how it works basically is each issue is a decade. So this is the 70s. And the Spider-Man one, which I actually read, every issue is a decade. You actually see the characters from when they start to when they retire and kind of their legacy. It's interesting. I think that you could do full runs with these universes, and you could turn this into a whole universe and do a whole run like on these life story comics. But Marvel just can't help themselves. I guess this one's been pretty political. I guess Namor ends up just straight up cucking Reed Richards and stuff. It's pretty funny. But there's interesting stuff that they do with Captain America here. They did it once before in the Peter Parker story where they had him ditch the American troops and start working with the Viet Cong. And I don't think it's outrageous to think that Captain America would have problems with the Vietnam War. I think it was a terrible mistake to get involved in that war, but Captain America is a soldier and a man of his country, and I think he might, he would have done his best to try to improve things and get stuff. Maybe he would have quit. I don't think he would have outright went and joined them. So you can see like right here. So here he is rolling up on some troops. They've got some hostages here, doing some terrible things to them. And he rolls up and he immediately throws the shield at them. Okay. And they're not even about to do here. They're not even about to execute these people. It just immediately throws the shield at him. That's just not something that he would do to soldiers. He goes out attacking soldiers and becomes like a guerrilla warfare guy, I guess, in this issue. And I just can't see him doing that to young men that were drafted and forced to go over there. Even in the Civil War, when he was, an outlaw, he was very careful to how he approached people of authority. Like if he was chased by police or something, he wasn't going out of his way to hurt them. Not like he's doing right here. And it's just another thing of him being anti-American, anti-patriotism. They've been slowly stripping him of this stuff for a while now, but they've really been accelerating it over the past couple of years. And if you really want to see, a good example of why American comics are in the toilet. I think Captain America is a really good example of that, because they've literally had him side with the Antifas and so on over the past couple of years. And a lot of that has to do with the writer that they've chosen for the comic itself. None of this is a coincidence. None of it. Marvel has been worse than DC Comics in a lot of ways, and not in a lot of ways, and not just in the cringe they put in their comics, but in the way they scam comic book shops with their variants. They do a lot of what a lot of people call predatory practices in consumerism, and the way they run their show. And as much as like I'm Not Starfire is on the cringe level, Marvel's taken it up to like new heights over the past 2 or 3 years. And it's really turned me off. I buy zero, other than I was reading Venom because it was actually surprisingly good, and I still read Amazing Spider-Man. But other than that, I read no Marvel comics. And I used to read about $50 to sometimes $60 a week of Marvel comic books, and I've gone down to practically nothing. And that's their fault. And I'm not the only one. This is why, when you go into Barnes & Nobles, you see nothing but manga. Anyway, I saw this and I wanted to talk about it. This is not Captain America. It's just more anti-America stuff. And what better character to attack the country with than the guy who's literally named after it? Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.